Hebrews 11:33. It talks about those who by faith gained that which was promised. They found that God delivered. He was true to his word. One such man was a man named Caleb. He was buddies with somebody you know, Joshua. Joshua went in and conquered armies, but he and Caleb, when they were just young men, went into current day Israel and the surrounding area that was occupied by enemy at the time. They were spies for Moses. They came back and said, "We can surely take the land." Others said, "We look tiny in their eyes. They are like giants." Caleb and Joshua said, "Not so. We can take them. In fact, the land is filled with great fruit and abundance, and it's a land of milk and honey. It's teeming with life, waiting for God to deliver it into our hands." God held those who were filled with doubts. They died in the desert. They never received the promise. But Joshua and Caleb waited for 40 years to go in the promised land. For 40 years, God kept them vigorous and hope-filled because the promise that they always remembered that God is one who delivers on that which he plants in their heart through his word. And so Joshua and Caleb get ready. It's time to enter the promised land. They're 40 years older now than they were then. Caleb's around 85 at this point, so 45 at the time he's leaving. And he says, "I'm as vigorous as I was when I started the first time." I love the way faith forges the way for the future, that it creates a young attitude and vigor and action in Caleb's heart and the way he lives. And so Caleb goes in and he takes the hardest country. He tells Joshua, "Give me the tough country. I want a challenge in my life." Still at an older life saying, "Give me something viable to do with my life." It wasn't easy waiting for 40 years wandering in the desert when they had a clear vision of where God had wanted to take them. But when we follow God by faith, that vision carries us into the future, and it allows others to follow us as well. Caleb was so filled with generosity that when his daughter came and asked for a son's portion of blessing, instead of turning her away, Caleb blessed her with the son's blessing. He was an unusual man with an incredible gratitude and generosity in his heart. Why? Because he believed that you can't outgive God. He believed that he could do the things when he was older that he could when he was young. He had a can-do spirit and a great attitude forged by faith from a God who delivers on his promises. What might God want to do in your life this season that you might see as an opportunity instead of an obstacle? What might God want to use you to do or say to encourage the next generation? How might you be generous and kind and giving to someone in a way that says, "God has been generous to me. I'm going to do that with you"? Nothing is impossible with God. He's a God who always keeps his promises. May we live in that understanding through this and every season. I'm Pastor Tim, and this is our one-a-day journey of faith. God bless you.